Hello, everyone. My name is Suzanne Sangiovese, and I am the Commercial and Communications Director at Riskline, a travel risk intelligence company. Riskline has more than a decade of experience working remotely as a geographically distributed team, and today we operate in more than 12 countries and across 9 different time zones. With our global team, we thought we'd try something new and take a deeper look at local perspectives on the COVID-19 pandemic. This morning, I'm speaking with Emanuele Scansani, the Director of Partnerships and Strategic Relations here at Riskline. Emanuele has a bit of a unique perspective on the current pandemic, as he is an Italian national living in Spain with his Chinese wife and young daughter. So hi, Emanuele. How are you and your
Hi,
family doing right
Suzanne.
now? Hi, how are you? So how are you and your family doing right now, and what is the situation like in Spain?
Well, we are fine for now, thankfully, but clearly we are all very worried, as it's to be expected. In our case, the coronavirus has actually been a concern since the beginning of January, since the middle of January, really. As you said, my wife is Chinese and she has family back there. I, on the other hand, have family in northern Italy, which is the worst affected part of Italy. And third element, we are living in Barcelona. So directly or indirectly, we have been affected by this outbreak for probably longer than most other people on the planet. So as for Spain, the situation is currently 28th of March, pretty bad. The Madrid area and Catalonia are the worst affected areas. And the number of infections and deaths that we are seeing every day, they keep growing at a very high rate, unfortunately. Very harsh measures have been introduced 2 weeks ago. And there is now clearly a big hope that we can finally see some effect on the infection curve soon.
Right, definitely. So you mentioned you still have family in northern Italy. What's the situation like there compared to in Spain right now?
Well, in northern Italy, things are even worse than here in Spain. I guess we all know the very sad figures coming out of Italy every day. And it's clearly Italy's most difficult time and most tragic time since World War II. I guess the main difference is that Italy was the first country in Europe anyway, or outside of Asia, to be violently affected. But the lockdown measures have been introduced step by step, slowly, progressively. Whereas in Spain, the Spanish government has introduced very harsh lockdown measures basically overnight. I guess in Italy, compliance with the measures has also been an issue. But in the last week, sanctions from police forces have become much stricter. So hopefully compliance has greatly improved.
Right. Now we've kind of seen some hopeful news coming out of China that life, albeit very slowly, is getting back to normal. So what's reality like right now in Hubei and elsewhere in the country?
China is a very big country. It's a huge country, so there will be clearly many differences depending on the province or city we are looking at, and clearly on the type of source we are looking at. In general, my opinion is that figures released from authorities are hard to believe. Said that, the very limited relaxation of lockdown measures in Hubei are a fact. So it is true that there is some sign of hope. However, I personally suspect it will take much longer for life to go back to normal, whether in China or in Europe, and we cannot even assume that life will actually be the same after this pandemic.
Right, kind of unfortunate. Of course, now the travel industry has been so affected by all of this. Emanuele, what lessons do you think that the industry will learn from it, and what will change for travel?
I mean, the travel industry is facing something unprecedented, although we are clearly all very much looking forward to be traveling again soon. I think the main lesson to be learned is that many companies could have anticipated what has happened if they had relied on travel risk intelligence rather than government advisories or the WHO announcements. So at Riskline, for example, we were able to predict what has happened in China and elsewhere with very good accuracy. For example, by the 1st of January, we were already reporting to our travelers that there were mysterious cases of pneumonia in Wuhan. So I think this is a very good, valuable intelligence that we have provided to our travelers. all of this goes back to duty of care, clearly. I mean, we know companies have a moral and legal duty to protect their travelers. However, I think until very recently, there were still too many companies that were trying to minimize the importance of duty of care, or they were trying to save money by sending their travelers around the world without any sort of travel risk intelligence as a part of a travel risk management program. So I think the COVID-19 pandemic will surely make undisputable the need for a strong duty of care offering that is centered around travel intelligence. No company will ever dare anymore to object to the essential role that travel risk intelligence actually has. So once travel is resuming, once things will gradually stabilize around the world, resuming travel will require, from the very beginning, a travel risk management program for every company. So from the moment that a traveler will be sent out, he will need intelligence on the travel risks around the world right away, without any delay.
So true, so true. Social distancing, self-isolation, lockdowns, a lot of this is having an impact on psyche of people. So what are you doing to cope right now? What kind of strategies are you implementing at home to deal with this situation?
I mean, we are lucky enough to have a dog which we can bring outside for a walk. And it's also great company, clearly. I think we are also lucky enough to have a small garden. That's a good pastime, especially at weekends or in day of sun. But I think most importantly, we are lucky that for now, us and our families, our beloved, are safe and in health. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, definitely, and so lucky. Well, thanks so much, Emanuele, for, spending
Thanks,
some
Suzanne.
time with me today. Take
Stay
care.
safe, Suzanne. Thanks.
Thanks. Bye.